Your Excellency Ms. Penny Wong from Australia, speaking for the Umbrella Group, the podium. You're most welcome to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. This might not be as exciting as the last intervention. Mr. President, this morning I have the privilege to speak on behalf of the following members of the Umbrella Group: Canada, Iceland, Japan, Kazakhstan, New Zealand, Norway, the Ukraine, United States and Australia. Mr. President, the Umbrella Group wants success here at Copenhagen. We are committed to action, a strong outcome, and to realising the hopes of the world's citizens who demand a successful outcome that tackles climate change. We recognise the scientific view that the increase in global average temperatures above pre-industrial levels ought not exceed 2 degrees Celsius. We seek a global outcome that puts the world on a path to a 50% reduction in emissions by 2050 and peaking emissions as soon as possible. This can only be achieved if all act. The Umbrella Group countries are ready to make this vision a reality. We accept our responsibility to act. As part of a post-2012 outcome, Umbrella Group members are prepared to put on the table economy-wide emissions targets that will substantially reduce their emissions, and we are also willing to subject these actions to robust measurement, reporting, review and verification. In the context of a post-2012 outcome, we are resolved to support financing, which is quick, substantial and high impact, to assist the most vulnerable developing countries, in particular the least developed countries and vulnerable small island developing states. There is an emerging consensus that a core element of the Copenhagen Accord should be to mobilise $10 billion a year by 2012 to support adaptation and mitigation in developing countries, particularly the most vulnerable and the least developed. This is a key first step to providing the finance that is needed to support adaptation and set the world on the path to low-carbon development. The Umbrella Group also supports a substantial increase in financial and investment flows for climate change as part of a final post-2012 outcome, both from private and public funding sources, including the carbon markets. Mr. President, many countries, developed and developing, have demonstrated their willingness to act at home. It is now time for all of us to bring our pledges here, to stand behind our actions, to internationalise our contributions and to forge a comprehensive outcome that sets the world on the path to a low-carbon future. To meet the challenge of climate change, we must know what gains we are making through our collective efforts. Transparency is central. In these next 3 days, we must seal the deal. We must agree on action to 2012 and beyond. We must give effect to the full extent of what we agreed at Bali, our shared vision, mitigation, adaptation, finance and technology cooperation, and we must agree on how we translate our political agreement into enduring and ongoing commitments. Mr. President, as we confront the scale of the task before us, we should recall that we have come together to face this challenge before. The world has the Convention, the world has the Kyoto Protocol, and the world has the Bali Roadmap. Now the world needs to do more here in Copenhagen. We need agreement that is capable of delivering the environmental outcome all of us need. To make that happen, we will need to include the legally binding commitments of all major economies. Mr. President, the full range of countries is represented here in Copenhagen, here in this hall. We differ in our capacity to act, but we face a common threat and we share a common future. And let us look to this future as we work together in these days ahead. The Umbrella Group stands ready to play our full and fair part in reaching agreement here in Copenhagen with a legal outcome to follow in 2010. We wish to thank the Danish government for the great effort it has made in hosting this conference. Most of all, we welcome and applaud the efforts made by the Danish Prime Minister, Minister Hedegaard, and their team to lead us towards success here in Copenhagen. Thank you.